It's Jimmy.
We're rolling.
What's going on, fellas? How's it going?
Hey, man.
Yeah, man.
Looks like both of you are comfy and a nice setup too.
Yes.
Trying.
How? Well, yeah. How has it been? I gotta ask. I mean, this whole quarantine. How have you guys been managing and dealing with it?
Not much has changed for me. I'm pretty much an isolationist myself. I don't do much. So not much has changed. I mean, you know, the gym. Don't go to the gym. Don't go.
Neither have I.
Yeah.
I've gained a ton of weight.
I probably won't ever go to the gym ever again either until they come up with some kind of vaccine. But you know, you can do the stuff at home. You exercise at home. You adapt. We're adaptable creatures. That's for sure.
No question. You know, wanted to jump in and ask you guys. This movie, I mean, the show. It's one thing that surprised me how, in a sense, intense it was and barbaric in so many ways. And you guys were able to like project it onto the show. What was the set like? Because I mean, it seemed very intense the way you guys filmed it and the way you executed on screen. I'm just curious what the set was like when it came to these kind of gruesome and violent scenes that you guys were a part of.
Well, I guess it was perfect for us. Perfect in the sense of as actors, as creatives, you know, because you know, it wasn't like we were filming day for night and all that stuff. We were, you know, if it was a night shot, we were there in the middle of the wilderness where there were bears and all the rest of it hanging about. Not that we ever saw them, but like we were there living it as closely as we possibly could, you know. And I have to say, the brilliant thing was that the crew were top end. You know, if they didn't have to be there, they weren't there. The directors were pretty thorough, I guess, you know, across the board. And, you know, Elwood, our showrunner, was pretty good at kind of responding to us as actors, just going like, hey, man, it's quite nice to actually get rid of as much people as possible so we can pretend like we're actually here alone and we can live it, you know, whether it's gruesome or whether it's not, you know. And that's the nice thing about the show as well. It's like there's everyone's got tense muscles all the time, regardless of whether they need to or not, because you're in a wilderness. You know, you're already in a place where people don't know what's what. There's no insurance policy. There's no cover. You're fucked if you get it wrong. And I guess, you know, that's quite enjoyable as well then when you as actors and creatives are all tuned into that, especially when you've got designers like Isabel and Rajan, our wig maker and hair designer, and Lynn, we did our makeup, and Anna, who did our costumes, and you're already in this kind of perfect situation of pretend with content. So it's quite nice to feel a bit scared in the dark when they turn the lights off, and it's quite nice to see the blood glistening off the moon, and it's quite nice to see somebody feel completely absorbed in someone else. And I don't know, for me, it's quite magical.
You really made it sound poetic. I mean, the intensity and gruesomeness is well said. I really like the way you kind of perceive it, because I think without it, the show wouldn't work in that way without portraying that authenticity of it. Zane, I wanted to ask you, what was the most kind of did you have like a startling, you know, light bulb moment in any sense, either on set, off set, during the filming of this show? Anything that you maybe didn't know and kind of recognize just being part of all around what you had?
I think it was probably when I walked onto two different sets. The Wendot Village set, where they erected a Wendot Village to the scale. It took them weeks to do it, and the effort that Nat Geo put into making those sets as realistic as possible. You know, these are sets that you can walk into. These are sets that are we used as warming rooms, and everything was set to scale. And just seeing how much effort they put into making everything look realistic.
But it was museum quality, wasn't it?
Museum quality stuff that just amazing. We didn't have any sound stages. This stuff was built out in the woods, and
Wow.
the way it would have been in the late 1600s. And also just the hardships that a human being would have to go through living out there in that environment. With all the props on you, with the stuff you're carrying, and the guns and the canoes, and that's a difficult life. And I found a new respect for people that actually lived in that time period.
No question. It feels like the set is a character in this show. I mean, by right, undoubtedly.
Very much so. Yes.
There was something that happened really early on in the show, and we had as soon as we filmed at the Wendat village, there was a blessing, a completely traditional blessing that took place, and from that moment onwards, everything felt incredibly special and precious, because we had been given permission to do it and rightfully we needed that permission, but it felt right that it was done in that way. Everything felt like we were honoring everyone that was involved the right way. And I've never seen a ceremony like it in my entire life, and I'm Celtic.
That comes from the respect from Nat Geo, the respect of the cultures, the respect of the environment, and mainly just the different cultures, and making sure that we depicted those cultures in a good way. And Nat Geo wanted the respect and the permission to do so, and they went to the lengths to do that. And I think that's a beautiful thing. I wish all productions did that.
No question. You guys did a hell of a job. Seriously, you made it very real watching it. It felt intense and as close to resembling reality as you can make something from the late 1600s. So heck of a job, guys. Stay safe and well, and hopefully we reconnect soon.
Thank you,
man. Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Yeah.
Hey, Jim, I believe you are done for the day, if I'm not mistaken. So you can just log out of the meeting. And thank you so much for your time.
Perfect.
Really appreciate you.
There you go.
And gentlemen, I'm going to be moving your next interview in just a moment.
Take care, guys.
Take care, bud. Stay safe.